Okay, the content is visible. And what about that assignment I give you to complete? Only Atul has completed that assignment. I think all of you know about that. For the assignment submission, there are 5 marks are allotted for that. So if you don't submit that assignment, in that case, you will get 0 for that 5 marks. Okay, so in our previous class, we have discussed about that bitumen and properties of the bitumen and different characteristics and tests on bitumen and various bituminous particles. So in this class, we will discuss about that bituminous mixes. That is how mix bitumen mixed with that aggregate and other particles will behave in different situation. So in the introduction section, we got that an asphalt mix is made up of asphalt binder and aggregates mixed in specific portion. Okay, so an asphalt mix. So as we already discussed, asphalt mix is a mixture of bituminous material plus mineral uh, aggregates. So generally in mineral aggregates, we use sand for asphalt mix. Okay, so in the asphalt mix, it is made up of asphalt binder. So basically, asphalt binder is nothing but the bitumen and aggregate mixed in specific proportion. So volumetrically, asphalt mix contained asphalt binder, that is bitumen, aggregates, and air voids. So in case of your bituminous mixes, air voids is also very important. Okay, you need to look after for that air void also. Okay, so if basically if there is no air void, in that case also it will uh, abruptly uh, or adversely affect the bond properties between that aggregate and that of bitumen. So we'll discuss this later on. So unlike cement concrete, where hydration of the cement is involved during the hardening, no chemical reaction taking place in case of asphalt mix. Hence, aggregate and asphalt binder retain their individual physical properties. So therefore, in that mix, aggregate and your bituminous mixes or asphalt mix, whatever property of bitumen is there or whatever aggregate properties is there, their property retains. It doesn't act as a homogeneous mass like for your aggregate, like your cement concrete. So the mixing can be done at an elevated temperature. So basically there are two type of mixes. One is hot mix asphalt, another one is cold mix asphalt. So for the hot mix asphalt, and basically that bituminous particles are heated with some particular temperature to lower their viscosity, and after that it will mix with that aggregate. And in the cold mix asphalt, generally the bituminous particle viscosity of the bituminous particles are already lowered with the help of some volatile material or some emulsifier agent, so that it can be thoroughly mixed with that aggregate with that normal temperature. So various stiffness modulus parameters. So what is stiffness modulus? So we'll discuss this later on. Measurements techniques and modeling have been proposed to characterize asphalt mix. Some of the mix. Now some of the simple rheological models are there. So this model basically you can describe different properties of the bitumen, basically that are the rheological models. So we'll discuss this. And that stiffness modulus, in simple words, stiffness modulus for the bituminous particle is equivalent to the Young modulus. Okay, so basically that is the stiffness modulus. Now coming to the next portion, that is mix volumetrics. That is how bituminous mixes will behave, or what are the different properties of that mix. So mixed volumetrics describe the relative volume proportion among the various constituents of the bituminous mix. Now, if you discuss about the mixed volumetrics of an aggregate, in that case, this suppose this is the shape of that aggregate, or this is a particular aggregate, and this this portion basically denotes the different pores in the aggregate. Okay, it represents different pores in the aggregate. So in the aggregate particle, there are different pores. So basically, in total, this portion represent that all the pores in the aggregates. So if you discuss about this thing, in that case, this is the total aggregate mass. This is the total aggregate mass, and this is the air void present in the aggregate particle. Okay. Now in these pores, some of the pores are accessible pores and some of the pores are inaccessible pores. So in the accessible pores, some of the bitumen content will be absorbed. Okay, this is the bitumen content which is absorbed in that accessible pores. So this bitumen is called absorbed bitumen, and this bitumen doesn't have any effect in the mix properties because it will not be available for the mix characteristics or mix volumetrics because it's already occupied the pores in that bitumen, the pores in that aggregate. Okay, so this is called absorbed bitumen. Now some air voids should be there. These are the air voids, and these are the coated bitumen which will be coating over the aggregate surface. So only that coated bitumen will have effect on that mix of that aggregate and bitumen, but that absorbed bitumen doesn't have any effect on that mix volumetrics. So let us see what is written in this note. So figure shows a phase diagram of that bituminous particle. Some amount of bitumen goes inside the aggregate pores and it is called the absorbed bitumen, and this bitumen remains ineffective as far as the mix behavior is concerned. So as we discussed, that absorbed bitumen do not affect the mix properties or mix volumetrics of that aggregate bituminous mix because it's already absorbed by the aggregate particles, and this particular portion of the bitumen will doesn't have any effect on that mix volumetrics. So still there can be some other air voids within the aggregate which remain inaccessible by bitumen. These are unoccupied air voids in the aggregate. So this portion basically unoccupied air voids in the aggregate. So basically what happens for the aggregate particles, suppose this is your aggregate particles. Oh, these are some of the pores. This is some pores. These are some pores. These are some pores. Okay, so these pores will be occupied by the bituminous particle. But there are some pores which is in between that aggregate particles or aggregate mass. So that type of pores are not accessible by the bituminous particle. okay, that are called inaccessible pores or inaccessible voids. So based on this consideration, based on that the volume considered in this consideration, that is the phase diagram. So the volume considered in that bituminous mixes are of different types, and based on the different volumes, different specific gravity has been defined. So first one is bulk specific gravity. Okay, bulk specific gravity of aggregate. Now see, just remember these things. This is bulk specific gravity of the aggregate, GSB. Don't confuse this, because in the later chapter you will get to know about that bulk specific gravity of the mix. So both these things are different. One is bulk specific gravity of the aggregate and another one is bulk specific gravity of the mix. So don't mix these two. So when you read this, just read along with this that it is bulk specific gravity of the aggregate. So the definition of the bulk specific gravity as follows. Here it would be mass of the aggregate divided by volume of aggregate mass plus air voids in aggregate plus absorbed bitumen. So it would be mass of the aggregate divided by volume of the total aggregate mass, total absorbed bitumen, and total air voids present in that aggregate. Okay, so basically in the bulk specific gravity consideration, you are considering the total volume, which is combination of absorbed bitumen, aggregate mass, and air voids in the aggregate. So basically that is your bulk specific gravity. Then another definition comes, which is called effective specific gravity. Now in the effective specific gravity, you will only consider that volume of aggregate mass and air voids in the aggregate. Okay, volume of aggregate mass and air voids in the aggregate, you will not consider that portion of that absorbed bitumen over there. So this is effective specific gravity. Then another definition is there, that is called apparent specific gravity. So apparent specific gravity is the specific gravity of only the solid particles of that aggregate. So the definition is m aggregate divided by volume of aggregate mass. Okay, basically to finding out that apparent specific gravity is very tough. So in maximum cases, we will go for only bulk specific gravity and effective specific gravity of the aggregate. Now let us discuss about different pores in the aggregate. So basically, if we open dry a particular aggregate, these are the different pores. Okay, these are the different pores in the aggregate, and see these pores are the inaccessible pores. This is the inaccessible pores, and these are the accessible pores. So similarly, these are the accessible pores, these are the inaccessible pores. So whenever you saturated this aggregate and surface dry, in that case, you will see that the accessible pores are filled by the bitumen, but the impermeable pores, as the definition goes, impermeable pores means the pores which cannot be permeable, they are occupied by only air, and bitumen cannot penetrate into that pores. So basically here your bulk specific gravity and your apparent specific gravity, that definition will be remain unchanged for other cases, but here the effective specific gravity is introduced because in that mixed properties bituminous particle is added over there. So basically for that bulk specific gravity, whenever it is not in the aggregate mix, in that case that volume basically we will define that volume is basically volume of the aggregate mass and air voids present over there. But as here in this case bituminous particle is also introduced, so for this reason here we introduce another term, that is effective specific gravity. So basically that is written over there. Now this figure is very important. This figure is very important. This is like phase diagram of different mix volume metrics. So you need to understand this figure very well. So basically this is your total aggregate mass. This is your total aggregate mass. Okay. So in that aggregate mass, some portion is the air void present over there. So basically that is the air void. So here let me first discuss about different terms. So basically VA is volume of air, VMA is voids in the mineral aggregate, VAP is volume filled with bitumen, VB is bitumen content, volume of the bitumen, and VAB is volume of the absorbed bitumen, and V aggregate is volume of the aggregate particle. So if you go for that figure, so in that case, that is your total aggregate mass. This represents your total aggregate mass. So in that aggregate mass, up to here, this is your V aggregate. Basically, that is the solid portions of that aggregate. So basically, this is the volume of only aggregate mass. Okay. Now from here to up to here, that is basically your total volume of voids, present in the aggregate. Okay, total voids present in the aggregate. And now in this total voids, in some of the cases what will happen, that bituminous particle will penetrate into that pores. Okay, so basically that portion is this one. This is this portion. Okay, that is volume of the absorbed bitumen. Now another thing is, some of the bitumen will be effectively used in that mixed proportion or mixed volumetrics. Basically that type of bitumen will coating over that aggregate particle, and that is called your VFB, and that is basically VFB, volume filled with bitumen. Okay, volume filled with bitumen. So basically VAP content is available for your mixed properties or mixed volumetrics. So the total bituminous content used in that aggregate particle would be VAP plus VAP, and that total is called VB, or volume of that bitumen. Okay, and rest of the portion is basically the air voids present in that aggregate masses. So because if there are different types of aggregates, in that case some air voids should be there. Some of the air voids are inaccessible air voids or impermeable air voids. Basically that are the air voids, or in the mix there are different air voids between the inter aggregate. So basically that are the volume of that air voids. So basically that is your mix volumetrics. I think it is clear to you. See, this is your volume of that aggregate. That is your aggregate particles. That is your aggregate particle. After that, that is the VAB. That is the absorbed bitumen in that pores of that aggregate particles. After that VFB, that is the volume filled with bitumen. That is the coating of the bitumen over the outer surface of that aggregate, and this portion is the air voids. So total aggregate volume as V aggregate. The total volume of the voids in the aggregate mix when there is no bitumen is called voids in mineral aggregates. So just remember these terms. The total volume of the voids in the aggregate mix when there is no bitumen is called voids in mineral aggregate. So that is your VMA from here to here. So out of which a part is occupied by usable bitumen, which is called voids filled with bitumen. So the value of VAP is expressed as fraction of VMA. So basically, if you discuss about that aggregate and bituminous mixes, in that case, if you go for that aggregate and bituminous mixes, these are the aggregate. So there are two types of voids in that mix. Okay, one is inter-aggregate air voids and another one is intra-aggregate air voids. So basically, intra-aggregate air voids are the air voids present in a particular aggregate which are not permeable. Okay, and inter-aggregate air voids are the different air pockets present between the aggregate masses, different aggregate masses. So while considering, it may be noted that while considering the parameter air voids, only the inter-aggregate air voids are taken into account. So whenever you are considering about that volume of air voids, in that case, we will only consider inter-aggregate air voids because that intra-aggregate air voids are not of any use because they are impermeable. You cannot permeate you cannot penetrate into the air voids, intra-aggregate air voids, that is the air voids present within that aggregate mass. So whenever you are considering that air voids, in that case, only inter-aggregate air voids are considered. So this question is a little bit tricky. Let me again discuss this portion. So basically that is the total aggregate mass. This portion is the total aggregate mass or total aggregate volume. So from here, that is the volume of that aggregate, total volume of the aggregate. Now here, this portion is air voids VA. That is the total air voids present in the aggregate mixer. So basically in that case, VA we will consider only the inter-aggregate air voids, not intra-aggregate air voids. Okay, we will only consider inter-aggregate air voids. That is your VA and your VFB, that is the volume filled with bitumen. Volume filled with bitumen means some of the coating of the bitumen over the outer surface of that aggregate. That is your VFB, volume filled with bitumen. Now this volume filled with bitumen plus VA, that together indicates that VMA, that is voids in the mineral aggregates. Okay, now some of the voids or some of the bitumen will be absorbed by the aggregate particles, that is called absorbed volume of that absorbed bitumen. So if you go for that basic of that absorbed bitumen, we'll get that basic of that absorbed bitumen from this figure. So so in the absorbed bitumen, some of the amount of bitumen goes inside the aggregate pores called the absorbed bitumen. Okay, this is the absorbed bitumen which goes inside the pores, and this bitumen remains ineffective as far as the mixed behavior is concerned. So basically, this is your absorbed bitumen, which we are considering over here. That is your absorbed bitumen. Now, within this phase diagram, there are other type of definition, some definition of the specific gravity related to aggregate and bituminous mixes. So first is theoretical maximum specific gravity of the mix. So what would be the maximum specific gravity of that mix which we are considering? That is the aggregate and bitumen mix. So theoretical maximum specific gravity of the mix would be mass of the mix, that is the total weight of the mix, and volume of the mix minus air voids. Volume of the mix minus air voids. So where m mix is the mass of the bituminous mix, and that is bituminous and aggregate mix. Now the question is how we will calculate this maximum specific gravity, theoretical maximum specific gravity. So basically, GMM or theoretical maximum specific gravity is measured by vacuum test. So vacuum test means in this test, what happens? You will first mix that bituminous particle with that aggregate. After that, you will make some mold. After that, you will just break this mold within short or small particles when it get hardens. After that, you put that in a jar and vacuum it so that all that air bubbles can be removed. After that, you will take the volume of that particular material. So GMM is measured by the vacuum test where aggregates are separated from the mix and put in a water jar. Okay, so aggregates are separated in a mix and then put in a water jar. Vacuum is applied gradually so that water can occupy all the intergranular voids. Now the volume of the mix without air void is then measured and the GMM value is calculated as per ST MD204195. Basically, that is the code to find out the theoretical maximum specific gravity of the mix. So, for the theoretical maximum specific gravity, what you want to know, that is the what is the mass of the mix and what is the volume of the mix minus air voids. Okay, what is the volume of the mix minus air voids? So to remove the air voids, what you will do, you will go for the vacuum test. In that vacuum test, you will remove all the air voids from that aggregate particle and you will find out what is the total volume of the mix. So how you will do that? You will first separate the aggregate particles from the mix and you will put this in a jar and subsequently you will put one vacuum or applied one vacuum over there. So if we apply that vacuum, what will happen? All the water will be all the pores or all the air will be removed from that aggregate mass and that pores will be occupied by the water particles. So in this way, you will directly get to know about what the actual volume of that mix minus air void. So in this way, you can easily find out what is the specific gravity or theoretical maximum specific gravity. So another definition is also important, that is bulk specific gravity of the mix. So bulk specific gravity is the mix is mass of the mix divided by bulk volume of the mix. Bulk volume of the mix means that the total volume irrespective of that aggregate mass and combining all the other things like air voids and bitumen content. So how it is measured? So bulk specific gravity is obtained by measuring the total mass of the mix and its volume. Total mass of the mix and its volume. Volume is determined by measuring dimension of the sample if it has a regular shape. So if it is a square shape, in that case you can directly find out. If it is a cylindrical shape, you can directly find out what is the volume. Or for the better accuracy, it can be measured by the volume of water it displaces. So, however, if you want to test this in this water immersion, in that case, some water would be penetrate or absorbed by the pores in the mix. Therefore, the mix is covered. So, the mix is covered with a thin film of paraffin, and the volume of the sample is measured by knowing the volume of paraffin used to coat that surface. So in that case, what will happen? Suppose one irregular shape of that mix is there. So you just coat that mix with that paraffin, and that paraffin content will be of known quantity. You already know what is the volume of the paraffin you are using over there. After that, you immerse that into water, and by immersion, you will know what is the volume of that mix. Okay. So from the total volume, you just deduct the volume of the paraffin, and you will get what is the bulk volume of the mix. So in this way, that bulk volume of the mix could be calculated. Now, another specific gravity is there, that is called effective specific gravity of the aggregate in a mix. So basically, if you want to find out what is the effective specific gravity of the aggregate in a mix, in that case, that could be calculated by GSE equal to mass of the mix minus mass of the bitumen content you are using, divided by M mix divided by GMM. That is your what was GMM? GMM was the theoretical maximum specific gravity. So if you divide mass of the mix divided by GMM, basically you will get volume of the mix minus air voids. You will get volume of the mix minus air voids from the first definition. Volume of the mix minus air voids minus MB by GP, that is MB is mass of the bitumen content divided by GP is specific gravity of the bitumen content. So basically you will get volume of the bitumen content. So first from this you will get mass of the mix minus air voids minus volume of that bitumen content. So basically here you will get the volume of the aggregate particle in the mix. So in this way you can get the effective specific gravity of the aggregate in the mix. Now let me again discuss that specific gravities. So first specific gravity we have discussed, that was the individual specific gravity of a particular aggregate. Okay, of a particular aggregate material which is coated with the bitumen particle. Now, next time we are considering about the specific gravity of a mix. Mix means aggregate and bituminous mix. So first is your theoretical maximum specific gravity. So in the theoretical maximum specific gravity, we will basically find out what would be the maximum specific gravity of the mix. So in this case, if you want to find out what would be the maximum specific gravity of the mix, in that case, from that volume which we will consider, in that case, we should not consider the volume of the air voids present over there. So your GMM or theoretical maximum specific gravity would be mass of the mix divided by volume of the mix minus air voids. So to remove the air voids, this specific gravity is estimated using vacuum test. Now another specific gravity is your bulk specific gravity, that is mass of the mix divided by simple volume of the mix. Now if that volume of that bituminous mix is in regular shape, in that case you can directly calculate the volume. Now if it is irregular and water immersion is required to find out what is the content of water which is replaced by that particular material, in that case we have to pour that particular mass with that paraffin, known volume of the paraffin. After that, you can immerse this into the water and find out what is the total volume of that particular mix and deduct the volume of that paraffin from that mix, and you will get the bulk specific gravity of the mix. The next third definition is the effective specific gravity of the aggregate in the mix. So previously it was effective specific gravity of the aggregate. Now here it is effective specific gravity of the aggregate in the mix. So basically here you have to find out what is the effective specific gravity of the aggregate. So as it is aggregate, first you need to consider the weight of the aggregate. So weight of the aggregate is in that mix. What are the main things, main masses? So one is aggregate mass and another one is bituminous mass. So if you deduct the mass of the bitumen from that the total mix, you will get the mass of the aggregate. So basically that is m mix minus mb, you will get the mass of that aggregate particle divided by m mix divided by gmm. M mix divided by gmm. So from this you will got the volume of that mix minus air voids. Volume of the mix minus air voids, and in the next minus mb divided by gb. Basically that is the volume of the bitumen content present over there. So in this way you will get the volume of that aggregate particle present in that mix. So in this way you can calculate what is the effective specific gravity of the mix. So in this way, other definitions are there. That is VMA, which is defined as voids in mineral aggregates, and the VMA. It is the formula for the VMA. And if we discuss this VMA, see this is M mix divided by GMB. So M mix means total mass of the mix divided by GMB. What is MB? That is the bulk specific gravity of the mix. Bulk specific gravity of the mix. So if you deduct M mix divided by GMB, basically you will got bulk volume of the mix. So basically that is bulk volume of the mix. So this portion is bulk volume of the mix minus M mix divided by GSB. So what was GSP? See, GSP was this one, bulk specific gravity of the aggregate. GSP was bulk specific gravity of the aggregate. So, so M mix divided by GSP, you will get volume of the aggregate plus voids plus the absorbed bitumen. Now into PS, where PS is the fraction of aggregate present. Okay, PS is the fraction of aggregate present in the total mix. So you will get the volume of the mix divided by M mix divided by GMB. What was GMB? GMB is the bulk specific gravity of the mix. So basically from this you will got bulk volume of the mix into 100. That is your voids in mineral aggregate. Or you can write it like that, VMA equal to 1 minus GMB divided by GSB into PS. Okay, here what is GMB? GMB is bulk specific gravity of the mix divided by GSB. What is GSB? GSB is the effective specific gravity of the aggregate or bulk specific gravity of the aggregate. See, here it is GSB, bulk specific gravity of the aggregate into PS, fraction of the aggregate present over there, into 100, that is your PMA. Then air voids can be calculated from this equation, that is air voids equal to 1 minus GMB divided by GMM. GMM is the theoretical maximum specific gravity into 100. And once VMA and VA are known, voids filled with bitumen, that is VAP, can be calculated as VAP equal to VMA minus VA divided by VMA into 100. And the percentage absorbed bitumen can be calculated as 1 minus GSB divided by GSC into 100. That is the percentage of absorbed bitumen. Okay, you can leave.